The thing I like about being in SES is the friendships you get to make, and I mean, I've met some of my best friends through SES.
As weird as it sounds, it's kind of like your own family in a way.
Everyone's so different, all walks of life. You've got emergency service personnel, you've got, accountants, office workers, stay-at-home mums and dads. It's just an incredible environment to be in with people that care for their community and want to be part of it.
When I retired from the police force, I looked around, I thought, I'm still young, I'm still fit, I'm still good looking. I need to do something. What can I do? And then I found the SES. Perfect fit.
The SES is a fantastic organisation. It's made up of volunteers who give up their time at, every hour of the day, even, 2, 3 a.m, waking up in the middle of the night.
I really like being able to help out the community, even if it's in the smallest ways. Just being able to reassure someone things are going to be okay. Not only do I help out the community, I get a lot out of it myself.
Sometimes the work that we do does require us to make sacrifices. One time, I guess, that stands out to me is during the Victorian floods in 2022. There was a task force deployed up to Shepparton, and so I put my hand up at the last minute. I'm a student, it was peak exam time, but I thought the time that I'm going to sacrifice there is definitely worth it to help the people who are definitely in a time of need. Unfortunately, it did mean that I had to miss my oldest friend's 21st birthday party, at which I was giving a speech. And so I had to bail on that 3 hours before the party, which was a difficult thing to do. But I knew that the work that we were going to be doing up in Shepparton was definitely worth doing. And he and all my other friends were very understanding and supportive, which really helped over those couple of days when I was feeling very guilty about having not attended.
As a result of my children working, my wife and I look after the grandchildren almost on a full-time basis all through the week. That has caused at times a few problems. The pager goes off, I've got to turn to her and say, look, I can't drop the grandkids off at school, or I can't pick them up at school. Can you do it? She'll go grumble at me, but she'll do it. And then I can come off and do whatever the task is, and answer the page and come up here and hop in the truck and go off and aid the community.
Being in the SES is great, but you do have to make sacrifices. I mean, I remember going back a few years now, a Christmas Day, I was on call, I was sitting down at the table, and as soon as dinner was served, the pager went off. We had a tree across the road. So I upped and left. My family were very supportive. I mean, they kept me Christmas dinner and they waited until I got back before presents were done and everything. And then we sat down, did presents, and it was time to spend some time as a family playing some games. And then the pager went off again, another tree down on a vehicle this time. So I had to up and leave. But as I said, my family was so supportive. They were just great, letting me go and do my thing with SES, even though it was interrupting some really crucial family time. It is a bit tough making sacrifices like that, but I think the reward you get from being an SES volunteer, helping out in the community, just makes it so much easier.
Although sometimes the commitment to the service can be tough, so just thinking about one job that I went to where I was actually out celebrating my birthday with my family and my extended families, like my aunt and my cousin was there, and then a page came through to assist VicPol relating first fatality, and it was for a car collision that had occurred. So obviously, even though we were out there having a really wonderful time, I went out and yeah, it was just the next couple of hours just sort of being there at the scene, and it can be tough on family because they're not, it can be hard to sort of explain, why you've got to rush out. But if you've got family that supports you, it really makes a world of difference.
So there's plenty of times where I've had to make sacrifices for the SES, but one time in particular that is quite engraved in my brain is when I did a task force during the 2019-2020 fires, where myself and 8 other SES members were tasked to a place called Can River, just to relieve their SES crew initially. However, we were supposed to come back the day before New Year's. However, we got surrounded by fire and then ended up actually helping the community of Cannes River at their centre of last resort, you know, potentially having to man fire hoses and be part of the CFA and the cops that were there and just protect the community. Unfortunately, as a part of being stuck behind a wall of fire, I did have to give up my New Year's Eve. But you know, on the positive side, I'm glad we were there. We were able to provide support and comfort to the community of Cannes River. We provided essential resources to that community, and you know, it's something I can look back and be very, very proud of that I achieved.
To the volunteers of SES who make these sacrifices every day, all I can say is thank you, not just for being amazing colleagues and letting me do what I do, but just helping out your community as well.
To all the volunteers that help out with SES, I'd probably want to say to each and every one of them that, you know, they're all legends, and
The sacrifices that you keep making for the community time and time again doesn't go unrecognised.
Yeah, just amazing humans to come out and do this day in, day out, 24/7, rain, sun or shine, giving up their time with their family and friends to come and help the community. I don't think there's a higher cause, honestly.
Just think about, as a volunteer, the changes you make to your community and to, more importantly, to individuals. And that's what we all do. See a task, get in there, fix it, and leave our community better than what we found it. And that's the purpose of us being a volunteer.
You know, if you see an SES member on the street, you definitely need to give them a good handshake and a pat on the back and say thank you, I reckon.